But in all fairness to our cast and to our story, I must strenuously point out that many literary experts disagree with Miss Nutting's contention that Edwin Drood and Dick Datchery are one and the same person. In fact, there are several prime candidates for the face behind Datchery's beard. For example, I give you Helen Landis. About her, Neville revealed in Act 1.
Helena tried on more than one occasion to flee our stepfather's cruel and miserly hand, even disguising herself as a boy.
A hint. A palpable hint. But is it a meaningful thrust? Or misdirection? Wouldn't Helena Landis be fearful of pursuing John Jasper under the given circumstances?
Not under any circumstances.
Ah, but the candidates hardly end there. What say you of Basil?
I love the theatrical world, but there are many stages beyond the proscenium. I long to play a larger part.
Who more likely to don such a melodramatic garb and seek the spotlight? Why else does he appear in our story at all?
From my earliest remembrances, I've been secret and revengeful.
Who more likely to investigate the disappearance of Edwin Drood than he who is most suspected of the foul play? Or did someone else wish to clear Neville's name?
Neville has been entrusted to my care.
The Reverend Mr. Crisparkle, whose passions and energies lay hidden beneath his clerical garb, has taken it upon himself to investigate the Edwin Drood and adopt yet another uniform, that of Datchery. And then there is the puzzling and intriguing possibility of Rosa. Could it be that we have underestimated the resourcefulness of this woman-child? Did she take it upon herself to investigate the disappearance of Edwin Drood? Looks can be deceiving.
I'll say.
This much I do know for certain. Datchery is not John Jasper, the Princess Puffer, Durdle's deputy, or even Mayor Shapley. For in our story and in Mr. Dickens' novel, they all appear in scenes with him. They are observed to be in his company. And so, we are left with the following candidate to the role of the Detective Dick Datchery. And may I suggest that we vote as it is done in all amateur theatrical contests. As the handkerchief is held above the head of each candidate, pray applaud for your favorite for the role of Datchery. And please do remember we have large decisions still to come. Soon I shall be asking you to decide who is the murderer of Edwin Drood. So don't go voting upon whichever cast member is a distant cousin of yours, for God's sake. Mr. Throttle, if you please.
The tempestuous Miss Helena Landis. The lovely Miss Rosa Bonnet. All the way from Ceylon, Mr. Neville Landis. That ecstatic ecclesiastic, Reverend Crisparkle. The underrated Mr. Basil.
That's good. It appears that the underrated Mr. Basil will be our Datchery this evening. You'd best make a quick change of costume. I can see several members of the audience more than ready to assist you in the process. And now to a much more serious matter. Miss Nutting! Really? Well, I never! Ladies and gentlemen, please! Such appalling behavior is due entirely to upbringing. You know, her parents were in the iron and steel business. Mother irons, father steels. Like that. How about this one? She used to be known as the orthopedic soprano. She sang in all the joints. How about this one? She used to sing in a pub called the Cock and Comfort. Not much comfort, but plenty of image. So that's who we were into. Which brings us, ladies and gentlemen, to a much more serious matter. For now, as in all great mystery stories, we must find ourselves a killer, a culprit, a thief. In short, the murderer of the dear departed, late lamented, vanished, vanquished title character of our play, Edwin Drood. Oh, shut up! One more like that and I'll send you all back to the Salvation Army. I'll have you singing out and standing under the rain singing, Jesus once before a sunbeam. I give you the most obvious candidate for the part, Mr. Clive Paget as John Jasper. Boo! 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 Ladies and gentlemen, do not know that here at the music hall round we boo and hiss the villain? No, it's too late for that now. We're going to do it all over again. Now we're going to stand here until we get it right. And if you don't, we're all going to form a line right here and sing 83 choruses of the church bell won't ring tonight because the vicar's got the clapper. We will ruin your evening. Here we go. Last chance. I give you the most obvious candidate for the part of villain this evening. Mr. Clive Paget as John Jasper. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's do be serious. I ask you, is this the face of the murderer?
Oh, shut up!
Yes, well, more importantly, could this be all that there is to the mystery of Edwin Drood? That John Jasper, the obvious candidate of the piece, did indeed murder his nephew, Edwin Drood, in a hopeless attempt to win the love of the fair Miss Rosa Budd. Well, where then the mystery? It's taken the wind out of your sails, hasn't it, big mouth? Where then the mystery? So how stand you for the obvious answer? Or for a more perplexing solution? Now, certain cast members can be eliminated from the bidding. Our young deputy and my own Mayor Sapsy were no doubt intended for comic relief and never figure very intimately into the lives of the other characters. And so, we are left with the following candidates for the role of murderer.
John Jasper, I've stood in cold shade of suspicion since our story began.
A Princess Puffer. Who am I? And what am I?
The Reverend Miss Bargold, have I somehow misunderstood my mission here on earth?
Never Landless. I, in all honesty, cannot recall what transpired once Edwin and I reached the river, but he was an odious little twit, and he deserved what he got.
Roosevelt! Why on earth would someone as pure and innocent as myself murder my own true Ned?
Hello, Landis. Did I, in trying to save my brother, bring harm to Edwin Drood?
Daddles. I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than give Drood a throttle in the bottom.
Time, ladies and gentlemen. Time at last to decide. And for the sake of accuracy, may I suggest that we vote by a show of hands. So, let's bring up the house lights and we'll begin. Oh, good Lord! Is this what I've been dealing with tonight? Why don't you all join hands and strike contact with the living? No matter. Let's proceed post-haste with the voting. Members of our company are even now circulating among you to count your vital votes.
Hi.